Hey listeners, my name's James.
And I'm Tim.
We're your hosts. You're listening to The Waiver Wire. Welcome to The Waiver Wire. My name's James. Welcome to the DFS Update podcast. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Tim. Tim, say hello everyone.
Hey everyone, I don't know about you James, but this is my favourite podcast of the week.
I love the DFS update. We can gloat about how much money we've won the last week and give you guys some more free tips coming to next week. So Tim, do you want to just talk a little bit about what's happened the past week?
We've cleaned up is what's happened the last
exactly
week.
What's happened this last
So
week.
over the last 6 days. Since
the last pod?
Yeah, since the last DFS update pod, we've we gave our player of the week, player of the day, and we've used that player of the day, and it's safe to say, James, we've been right.
Yeah, we have.
On every occasion, apart from one.
Jabari
Parker, he only scored 24.5. But it doesn't matter because we still ended up winning that day anyway.
Exactly,
so
it doesn't matter.
We've actually absolutely cleaned up. Our lowest finish for me, for myself, was 47th in that week. And
for me, it was only 36th, mate.
Yeah, but that was in the bigger contest. You do the smaller contest, James. I've got the big cojones, so I do the big contest.
Well, it doesn't matter, mate. Look at this record from the last week: 15th, 11th, 18th, 36th, and 1st. And this contributed to bringing in over $400 for us together last week, Tim.
Yeah, just over 6 days, we've made $400 profit. Just profit. So we've been cleaning up in the last week.
So, just at this point, we'd like to point out the first 2 weeks of the season, me and Tim were posting our Draft Stars lineups every day. We will no longer be doing that because that was just like a little free trial for you all. We've proven to you that we can do it. We make profit every day. So we're here to help you guys. So if you want free tips, keep coming back to the podcast because you're going to get them. And they're good. Don't worry about that. Get your money's worth, even though it's free.
It's free. So what are you trying to say there, James?
It's not shit, don't worry. Decided to start up a mailing list because we've had requests for our daily lineups. And we thought the best way to give it to you guys was if you wanted to sign up to our mailing list. We'll get them into your inboxes before the start of the games, and
we've already had 3 people sign up, and we only announced it today or last night, really. So 3 people already signed up, so that just shows that people want to make money, James.
Yeah, people do want to make money,
and they trust us for them to make money.
We're happy to have you guys on board because, as me and Tim like to say, we do all the hard work for you, so you guys don't have to do it. All you do is enjoy the play, the fantasy players you have in your team. You pick our lineup, and it's a winner.
Well, I thought our favourite saying was defence means fuck all in fantasy.
Defence does mean fuck all in fantasy, Tim. Don't you worry about that. But also, just a shout out to they decided to jump on our teams both days for a third and a first finish. So that's just how easy it is, guys. You just jump on our teams and we'll make you profit. We won $100 that day.
Yeah, that was nuts that day.
So, just get on.
Could have been more, actually, if you'd entered the bigger contest.
I entered the bigger contest, it would have been a big profit. Would have been in line for at least $400. But
see, what you have to learn here is that James is always scared and likes to do the smaller contests. I do the bigger one because, because I'm just more courageous than him, and I'm more foolhardy with my money, but that's alright.
Hey, money makes money, mate.
Exactly.
Well, Tim, it's my favourite time of the week because I get to talk about my boy. It's DFS Player of the Week time, Tim.
Yeah, I know. I think everyone knows who's coming from you, James.
Well, it's not like it's wrong. Is it wrong, Tim?
No, it's not wrong.
So the DFS Player of the Week, not just DFS Player of the Week.
Is Markieff Morris.
What? What? I'm so confused. No, just pulling your leg, guys. Tim's playing some tricks. Now, the DFS Player of the Week is James Harden. Undisputed. Tim didn't even raise a peep about this one for once. And
Westbrook scored 38 points today, so
you can see why. Harden 67.5. 65.75 and 60.5. That is consistency, my friend.
Did you see how much? I'm not getting him anymore. Did you see how much he is now? He's 25k. That's a quarter of your money.
He's worth it.
That's a quarter of your money.
Mate, if he gets you 67.5, that's worth what, 2 players.
We can get Joel Embiid for 8,000. He gets 42.
Yeah, well, maybe he's still the DFS player of the week. Tim, he's the highest.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. That's fair.
Big performance, and he was a bit cheaper. Now he's taking up more of your money. But still, well done to Harden.
It's hard to fit him into your team now.
Well done to Harden. What a gun!
I mean, you can get him in your turbos and stuff. Definitely get him in your turbos.
If you have him in the turbos,
but not in the salary leagues. Look, a bit harder.
Well, Tim, let's recap our must-have players from last week. So they netted us scores of 67.5, 21.5, 55.75, 46.5, 24.25 and 34.5.
And one of those was an injury to Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
Just let us just add that.
Yeah. So that wasn't great for Jeremy Lin with the injury, but hey, shit happens. Got to move on. But I'm pretty stoked with my pick for... well, I've had 3 big picks actually last week. I picked James Harden, 67.5. Dame Lillard, 55.75, and Dwight Howard, 46.5. So, did alright there, but Jabari Parker didn't perform well.
Yeah, 24.25. Wasn't the best. Oh, look, I took your advice on him. But
still, it's not a bad return for his price. It's only 11,000.
Hey, I still came third in that contest, so I'm not really fussed. But
still 11,000.
Yeah, it's alright.
Could go worse at that position.
Yeah, not too bad. Anyway, that's our results for the week. Now, we just like to gloat again. But now we've got to give you your tips that you all come here for. So Tuesday's game in American time, not Australian time.
So we've been generous, and we're going to do the podcast. We've done the podcast a day early because, as we said earlier, Jeremy Lin's been injured, and he was actually our value pick again for today.
Yeah, so we can't have him today.
Today when this gets posted.
Yeah, so we did it again, so you guys can have another value pick.
Just something for our fans. We just felt we owed you guys maybe just have a value pick every day, just help you guys out. So I've done Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, and Tim's got you covered for Saturday, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. So you'll be winning a lot of money earlier in the week, and then you'll be struggling later. But
give me a spell.
But to kick us off on Tuesday, we've got TJ Warren. Thoughts, Tim?
He's been killing it as TJ Warren. He's like, what, 8,000, 9,000?
Best kept secret of the season, 100%. He's priced at only 7.9 thousand, and he's just a fantastic option in your lineup. At small forward, he's been averaging, I'm pretty sure he's somewhere up in the mid-30s, 35 around there. For 7.9k, it frees up so much cash so you can get someone like Harden.
Absolutely laughing.
And 35 points is a fantastic result. Some people you have to pay 15,000 to get that sort of score. So he's the best kept secret of the season so far, and he's in the running for probably most improved player at the moment.
Absolutely. What about Wednesday, James? Who do you have for Wednesday?
I've actually gone with Draymond Green on Wednesday.
Ew.
I'm not a fan of Draymond, but Dallas have been terrible. They come up against the Mavericks. I think Dirk is still out. Maybe, not sure.
Well, it doesn't matter. They're still trash.
They're still terrible without him. And with him, they're still terrible. But Green's been fantastic to start the season. There was a lot of talk about who would suffer. With Green being able to play both power forward and centre in their death lineup, he's made a big impact to just... Like, the ball goes through him if Curry isn't firing, which he hasn't been every game so far this season.
Well, gee, were you watching today, James?
Today, yeah, he played well.
Yeah.
He was fantastic, but...
Do you know why? He was mad that Moutier equalled his record of most points in a quarter since last Feb. He got angry, so he decided he'd just score more.
Yeah, just do him one, mate. But I feel like Golden State will absolutely tear Dallas a new one since they have a point to prove against Harrison Barnes and Andrew Bogut.
Mm.
But and I think Draymond's probably the cheapest and most cost-effective option to get into that lineup because Klay Thompson has been a stinker as we predicted at the start of the year, Tim.
He hasn't played, one good game?
I don't think he's played one good game.
He would have scored about 20. I think he scored 20 points in one game.
He's been a stinker. We predicted it.
Do you know what? Honestly, I mean, no offense against Steve Kerr. He was coach of the year or whatever, but...
I would have brought him off the bench.
Yeah, that's what... Make him your sixth man. put Iggy in the starting lineup because Iggy's not as much of a scorer as he used to be anymore. And you can have him as that defensive player as well as Draymond Green. And gee, that starting lineup would be dangerous. And then you have another bench scorer, and Ian Clark at the point guard. Jeez,
I'm not seeing any problems.
Jeez,
No issues there.
Gee, maybe retweet this, everyone. See if Steve Kerr can hear it. See what he has to say. Thoughts, queries, and it'll be absolutely fantastic.
Just add us, Steve, with your thoughts. Moving on to Thursday.
Hey, if you want an assistant coach,
Can you shout flights over to Golden State?
Yeah, no worries.
Just moving on to Thursday. Giannis. So the Pelicans are on their third game in 4 nights. Giannis has been their best player by a mile.
Apart from when he got fouled out on yesterday. Played about 26 minutes. But he still tried to win them the game.
But he's leading in points, rebounds, steals, assists.
How good is the Greek freak?
I'm not sure about blocks.
Almost our DFS player of the week.
It was close. He was close. He's a gun. And you all thought I was playing when I picked him in pick 5.
Super pick, actually.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. Appreciate it. Maybe I should insert some clapping sounds or something there.
No, stopping us well. It was one pick. Everyone predicted him to play well this season. Get over yourself.
Friday. Gone super risky here, Tim. Big point of difference.
Not really.
Joel Embiid.
Not really. Did you see how many people had him the other day? About 42%. He's balling.
He is balling. And he's a gun. And the Pacers' defense is almost as bad as Houston's, Tim.
Pacers stink.
I
had Thad Young today and he got 6.75. I just looked at it and I was like, what's going on here? Did he not play? Did Indiana not turn up today?
Well, if
the bus missed the stadium. Oh yeah, got to the game late.
Well, if a team is going to give up 200 points this year, team is going to be the Pacers.
No, absolutely. And people thought that Frank Vogel leaving would do nothing.
Yeah.
It just shows how trash they are.
Yeah. So I reckon Joel Embiid against Miles Turner will be an interesting matchup, but I reckon Joel Embiid wins. I reckon he'll have a big game against the Pacers, Tim.
Joel Embiid.
That's why he's my player of the day.
Oh, good on Philly for keeping him for 2 years. Can you imagine how good he would be if he'd played 2 years already? He'd be MVP.
Hinkie died for him, Tim.
Yeah.
Hinkie died for him.
Trust the process. Hashtag trust the process.
We're all over the process.
It's become a cult down in Philly. Poor old Hinkie.
Joel Embiid is the shining light. He's the James Harden of Philadelphia.
Nah.
Moving on to Saturday.
Now that
hit him up, Tim.
Now that James has lost you all your money, I'll try and win it back for you at the end of the week.
Tim, no one loses money here. We only win money.
Anyway, my Saturday is Andre Drummond playing the Nuggets. He had an absolute day out last time. Nurkic and Jokic just don't seem to know how to play him because Drummond's weakness seems to be the defending a center who can shoot threes, aka Brook Lopez, and Nurkic doesn't shoot threes, and he's defending Nurkic, not Jokic. I reckon they should try and switch him out onto Jokic. Maybe he would cause some trouble then, but Jokic hasn't looked as good as he did last year. So even though it's on the road, I'm going to say Andre Drummond is going to get 20 and 20 again. He's going to put him up. Because he got like 60 last time he played the Nuggets or something. So he's going to do it again. All right, moving on to Sunday.
Yeah, Tim, hit him up with Sunday, boy.
Dame Dollar. What else needs to be said? The man is on fire.
On fuego.
Nearly on pace to win the scoring title. So there you go.
Harden wins it.
Oh, I reckon Dame may pinch it.
Harden wins MVP, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, Dame, we're not talking about MVP. We're talking about one day of fantasy and Dame Dollar.
No, it's a good pick.
He's going to put up another 35, another 5 or 6 assists, get you another 55 points. Dreaming. Absolutely dreaming.
That's heaven. That's heaven.
Yeah, good start to your contest. Monday. Now, me and James had a fight over this because he obviously doesn't see the fantasy fantasy Bible as well as I do.
No, I've got nothing wrong with Gordon.
So it's Gordon Hayward.
I've got nothing wrong with Gordon. It's just that coming back from an injury, players aren't always consistent early.
James. He put up 28 points in his first appearance back.
Hey, I'm happy. I'll be backing you in. I'll be taking him. Let's just hope that he can get his consistency nice and early.
That's why
Utah have been good to start the season.
That's why I'm giving him a week, James. That's why I'm giving him a week.
Fair enough.
Give him a week, get a couple of games under their belt. I'm giving him a week because he'll get back into his consistency. He'll get back into his style. He scored 28 points in his first outing. I reckon. I was talking to a Twitter follower actually. He was asking me if he should trade Gordon Hayward for Miles Turner. And
he has Gordon Hayward.
Yeah.
No.
And he wanted to give Gordon Hayward and someone else. And I was like,
no.
You're dreaming, son.
Mate, that is heaven
Gordon
for the other guy.
Gordon Hayward is looking top 5 small forward this year. And next year going into free agency, he's a free agent at the end of this year. This is also what factors in for me. He will be the second best, maybe the third best after Danilo Gallinari. If he 2 or 3, that's KD number 1. Actually, no, KD's not a free agent at the end of the season, is he? Or did he only sign a 1-year deal?
No, 1 year, I think. It's got an option on
So it could be a possible free agent, is he? And then there's Gordon Hayward and then Danilo Gallinari. So Hayward is going to perform this year and he's going to perform every single game. He's going to go off on Monday. He's going to absolutely go off. And then,
he gets max dollars this year.
Yeah, he gets max dollars.
You make an interesting point here, Tim. Luckily for that fan, we've started up this podcast because where would he be without us? He'd be in a hole, mate.
He would have traded Gordon Hayward for Miles Turner.
And he would be in an absolute hole. We've saved that bloke. He's winning now. He's winning now. And that's because that's on us. So we got you guys. Don't you forget that. We got you guys.
Yeah. And
move on to Tuesday.
The last day of the week. Now, this guy isn't your most...
he won't be the highest scorer.
No, he's a very consistent scorer, but he's not your most...
Point of difference?
Point of difference.
He's not really a point of difference.
No, he's not really a point of difference.
But he must be selected.
I think he's been in 60% of teams the last couple of days. But people should... I think people jumped off him today, actually, because
they jumped off him in groves today.
So he was only in like 30% of teams today or something, instead of the usual 60, and he scored another 35 points. And he's 7.2k. If you don't know who I'm talking about yet, you obviously haven't been winning or following our lineups.
No.
But it's Taj Gibson. The man has been on an absolute mission this year. He's been averaging 30. He's easily got 30 in nearly every game, or he's got 26 once. He's got 30 in most of them, and he's 6.9, and draft stars don't want you to know. They obviously don't want to put his price up.
No, they don't.
He's a starting power forward who averages about 30 minutes a game. I don't know what's going on there, draft stars.
Don't let James Harden's 25k distract you from the fact that Taj Gibson is only 6.9k, Tim.
He's gone up, actually. He's 7.2.
7.2.
He's 7.2. Draft stars thought that only averaging 30 points a game would give him a $300.
Succeed.
What? Look, if you can get TJ Warren and Taj Gibson, that gives you money.
That's 14k between two players.
That gives you money for James Harden right there.
There you go. Then that's 39k split between 3 players.
Look at that.
You got a good team set up, right?
Look at that.
You got a good call for your team.
And then you can get Jameer Nelson, who's been on fine form. And there you go.
But there you go, guys. Like, we have just set it up perfectly for you there. That is how you should go about building your team. Try and find these kinds of players, your TJ Warrens, your Taj Gibsons. Look for those players. Even Patty Mills has been utilised by us this week due to Danny Green's injury. Someone like him, if you get a player who's going to play 25 minutes for 7,000, that's a win for you.
Absolutely.
Taj Gibson's playing over 30. I mean, and TJ Warren bloody played 40 minutes the other night. Mm-hmm. These players, you can't let other people select them and you not have them. Even though a lot of other teams will still have them, you just have to pick them because they're such a low price that they just enable you to be able to get those better players.
Yeah.
That's where you win in these games. It's not the fact that, I might not get TJ Warren and get someone else. If you get TJ Warren, that extra 3 or so thousand can move you up from McBuckets to buddy, I don't know, Wilson Chandler.
Exactly. Wilson Chandler's been on fine form.
He's been a fantastic
He may not play with his hamstring. He's probably...
That's why I did not include him, but he would have been probably one of my picks this week. He's been fantastic.
Watch out for Denver. They have a couple of injuries, again, already going in. But if someone's missing, look to pick up some of the other Nuggets. Not a guard. I can't recommend a Nuggets guard view, unfortunately, even though Moutier did have a superb game. They haven't been back to their best. If there's one I would suggest, it would be Gary Harris if his price drops. I'm not sure how much he is at the moment, but I think he was like 11,000. I wouldn't be putting him in at that much. But if he was 9,000, I'd definitely be selecting him. There's just one final thing I have to say to you, James, before we wrap this up.
Nearly 20 minutes, mate. We've got to knock it off right on 20 minutes.
I'm about to say something that may not sit well with you.
It may not sit well with me.
It may not sit well with the listeners.
What's going on here, Tim?
I don't think I'll be selecting DeMar DeRozan anymore.
Yeah.
You may think I'm crazy.
No.
Look, he was in 82% of teams yesterday, and he scored 29 points.
If
He was one of the better shooting guards for the day because there was a lot of poor shooting guards. But the fact that he's in 82% of teams and everyone's going to keep picking him up, and it's scary for me the fact that he's a volume shooter.
Yeah, missed field goals really kill you.
He has been shooting. Yeah, he's been shooting 50%. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's fantastic. He's been shooting 50%." But when you score 14 of your 30 field goals,
he doesn't shoot threes either.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't shoot threes. He shoots about 1 or 2 a game, which he misses.
Yeah.
So he's losing about he's missing about 16 field goals. He's averaged over 20. He's averaging the most field goal attempts. He's up there with DeRozan. He's up there with Westbrook and Harden for most field goal attempts. What happens when he starts missing, James?
Harden's efficient, mate. Leave him
I don't reckon DeRozan will keep up this absolute mad flurry.
No, I don't think he can. Kyle Lowry hasn't been fantastic to start the season. I think that will change. Once Kyle Lowry gets his ass into gear, he's not going to be looking. He's going to be looking for his own shot. He's not going to be looking for DeMar.
So this is our big tip right here. Don't rule him out straight away, but just watch the Raptors. Watch their backcourt because DeRozan. I don't think DeRozan.
But if he stays at 12.5K like he was during the week.
DeRozan, he was up to 14 already.
But he was 12.5 at the start of the week. You can't ignore that.
Yeah.
That's value.
Yeah. But that's why he's in so many teams.
Exactly. Just one quick tip before we go, guys. If you want to win, select players who are playing at home against the Pistons.
Yeah, absolutely.
And don't select Pistons players because, Jesus Christ, they'll ruin you.
Gee, someone named it KCP, who we discussed on the last podcast.
Geez, I was unlucky enough to have the misfortune of having him in my team today for a big total of 0.25.
Haven't you heard of anything sweeter? And James tells me he's better than me. Oh well.
That's 20 minutes, mate. We've got to wrap it up.
Done. Thanks. Sold.
Thanks for joining me, Tim.
No worries. I'm always here, James.
All right. Thanks for joining us, guys, on the DFS Update Pod. Continue to check us out for your free weekly tips. We've got all your games covered.
And we have just made a YouTube channel for the podcast. We've had some requests. Hasn't got that many views at the moment. But
if it's easy for you guys, you can check them out on YouTube. We're everywhere, Tim. We're just everywhere.
iTunes, whatever.
We've been getting a lot of reviews, guys. Just keep them coming. If you rate us on iTunes, give us a follow on Twitter at @thewaiverwire1. You'll be doing us a solid.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next week.